Hey there Virgo, thank you so much for joining me. It's lovely to have you here. Welcome if it's your first time here. Thank you so much for finding me, and welcome back if you've been here before. So this is your reading for this week. What's the energy surrounding you, Virgo, this week? I've got these lovely Divine Light Tarot cards. We'll use these to find your general overview, your general energy of this week, and then we'll delve a little bit deeper with some recent past, current and future energy, and we will get a bigger picture of what's going on with you this week. So Virgo, let's give them a little bit of a shuffle. Don't forget, it's a general reading, so just literally take what resonates with you, leave behind what doesn't. A little bit of a shuffle, a little bit more of a shuffle, should I say, because I have been shuffling them before I started. Right, okay, 5 cards. Strength, the Hanged Man, the 6 of Swords, done it again, the 7 of Wands, and the Chariot. Okay, so some quite big energies in there. We've got the Strength card, so it may well be that things are feeling a little bit tricky this week and you're having to draw on that inner strength, and maybe you're having to tame that inner lion. The Strength card can often symbolize, the lion in the Strength card can often symbolize our inner chatter, that negative voice that's, well, it's generally negative in my head, in the back of your head, that's, you know, sort of telling you stuff, and it's all about taming that lion, so basically not listening to all that negative chatter. So it may well be that you're having to sort of, you know, push forward, to have the strength to tame that lion this week and just push forwards in a really positive way. We've got the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is about seeing things from a different perspective. So, you know, whatever it is that maybe you need to look at this week, have a little bit of a think about how you could reframe it, how you could change the way that you look at it. Or it may well be that you have a moment of enlightenment. You know, he's hanging there on the tree of knowledge. He's been hanging there for a long old time, and, you know, he's had to have patience, but he's finally seeing things as they really are. Is it feeling enlightened? So it may well be that you know, you having this aha moment this week that's making you look at things in a completely different way. We've got the 6 of Swords. Things are starting to feel better mentally. May well be that you've been having, you know, you've had a lot of stress, you've had a lot of anxiety, you've had a lot on your mind. Maybe things have been going a little bit crazy in the world of you know, your mind and mental stuff, conversations, communication, you know, just your head, just maybe a bit of overanalyzing, but things are going to start feeling better. Things are getting more peaceful. Then we've got that 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is about being stubborn, moving towards what you want, moving towards your joys, your passions, maybe your work. Maybe it is that you're working on a project, you're working on a hobby, and people are maybe saying, or maybe you're doubting yourself that you know, you're not that you're not on the right path. But this is the card saying to be persistent, to keep going, to follow your gut, follow your gut instinct, to follow your intuition, and to just keep going. We've got the Chariot card here as well. Chariot card is about listening to your intuition, listening to your divine self. Stay on track, really focus, and just not get distracted by anything that's going on in the outside. Moving towards your place of alignment, moving towards your destiny, because you are following your higher self, what your soul wants, what your higher self is telling you, where it's leading you. So those 2 cards feel very much connected at the end. It's like, don't give up, keep focused, follow your instincts and move on. So I've got the Light Seers Tarot here. I'm going to give them a little bit of a shuffle, and then we'll look at some recent past energy. Recent past energy, then some current, and then some future. And we're looking at our recent past because that can often influence what's going on right now. So we'll look at what the things that have maybe influenced where we are in the current moment. and maybe even into the future. Sorry, I've thrown the cards again with my terrible shuffling. Let's give them a little bit more of a shuffle. Right, current, recent past energy, Virgo. The World. The Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Wands. The Sun. Four of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups. Okay, so in your recent past, I think there's been an end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. We've got the World. The World is the last card in the major arcana. It means that you've been through every single card of the rest of the major arcana, and you've learnt lessons, you've gained knowledge, you've gained insight, you've gained information, and you're taking that now into a brand new cycle. So whether it is an actual physical cycle, whether something's ended and maybe you've got a new job, or maybe you've moved house, or maybe you've got a new relationship, there's something new, and it doesn't actually have to be any of those. It could just be a shift, a change in life. I think a lot of people this year particularly are having the World card, that the brand new cycle, a brand new shift. I think the World is having a bit of a brand new shift, the actual World card. And we've got that clarified with the Sun. So I think this shift, this change, this new cycle that's begun, it may well be subtle. It may well just be starting, and you're feeling a little bit of a taste of it. But there's definitely a change, a shift that's happened, and it's a positive one because the Sun is there. The Sun is shining. The Sun brings life. It brings abundance. It brings all the lovely things in life. And I think there's definitely been some sort of a shift with you, Virgo. I'm a Virgo. I've definitely felt it. There's been nothing dramatic. It's just I feel like things are just starting to move in a different direction, and it's very slow. It's very subtle, but I can feel it. Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is all about figuring out what works, what doesn't. Four of Pentacles, about holding on to things too tightly. So I think in your recent past, there's been an element of reassessment on the things that are working for you of the Pentacle variety. So it could be related to your health, it could be related to your home, it could be related to a relationship, it could be related to finances. But there's definitely been a reassessment, right? I think looking at things and thinking, right, is this working for me? Is this bringing me the rewards that I need it to? Is it doing what it said on the tin? Is this bringing any value to my life? And I think maybe there's been a tendency to hold on to things a little bit too tightly. I'm hoping there's been some sort of release, and you've been, as you've been reassessing stuff, you've been letting things go in order to move onwards a little bit lighter. The Eight of Wands. Things happening really quickly relating to your hopes and dreams. We've got the Seven of Cups there. The Seven of Cups is about having lots of hopes and dreams, and maybe you've not been acting on them or doing anything about all of these hopes and dreams, but I think all of a sudden you have decided to run with one of them, to actually start bringing it down to earth, to start bringing it into reality and try and make it part of your life. So, current energy. Let's see what's going on at the moment, Virgo. Where are you at the moment? Right, we have the Ace of Wands, the Judgment card, the Eight of Swords. Oh, that's not an uncommon one for us Virgos, is it? Right, Three of Wands, Page of Wands, Four of Swords. Right, Ace of Wands, passion reignited. This may be something come your way, an opportunity or an opportunity actually come your way, or actually even a way of thinking, something that's shifted, maybe reignited your passion in something. Maybe something's been put in front of you and you thought, oh, actually that I like that. That's making me feel inspired. It's making me feel motivated. It's making me feel like I want to, do more of that. That's the Ace of Wands, and it could well be an opportunity. It could be something that's coming your way that is going to be part of life. Maybe a new job, a new hobby, a new person, something or somebody that's really giving you a bit of a lease of life and maybe getting your mojo back a bit. Three of Wands is about looking out onto the horizon, seeing what's for you. So maybe you've been trying to figure out what's next for me. Where can I find some joy? Where can I find some satisfaction? I'm not quite feeling it. I've not got my motivation. My mojo's gone a little bit, and looking out to see places that you can add value to your life, that you can bring some joy, bring some satisfaction, bring some passion back into your life. And I'm hoping that something has sparked that passion and has really got you interested in it and making you feel a little bit, more motivated moving forwards. We've got the Judgment card there. The Judgment card is about having a bit of a new lease of life. Basically, it can be big for some people, it can be small for others, but it is literally a rebirth of sorts. So stepping from one way of being into another. We've got the Page of Wands there, clarifying that. So that makes me think that it is this wand energy. The wand energy, you're moving forwards towards your joys and passion in a carefree, light-hearted kind of way. The Page of Wands is fun. She's, obviously she's a she in this. She's fun. She doesn't take things too seriously. She just goes with the flow, and she's fiery and she's passionate about things. And I'm hoping that maybe the energy of you now having this rebirth, this rebirth of sorts. Maybe you are stepping into this energy, the energy of fieriness, of moving forwards, of passion, of just going with it and just going for it. I hope you are. It sounds it's good energy to have. But then we've got a little bit, despite the fact that maybe you are feeling like you're going for it, you've got this new a bit of a new lease of life. I actually feel there's still this going on. this maybe a little bit of self-sabotage, maybe a little bit of overthinking. I'm doing a bit of this at the moment. This overthinking, letting things just bounce around in your head and just tie you up in knots and making you generally feel like crap because you just can't get out the loop. The answer to the Eight of Swords, and I need to listen to my own advice, is to share it. Talk about it with friends, talk about it with loved ones, write it down in your journal, even just stand in front of a mirror, say it out loud, get it out of your head so that you can look at it from a different perspective, so that you can be the witness to your thoughts. It's like meditation when you're witness to your thoughts as they're passing by, but just get it outside of your head. Get it outside of your head, and hopefully you'll be able to bring yourself a little bit more peace. I think you need to do that because I think you need to give your brain a bit of a rest. I know what my brain could do with a little bit of a rest at the moment. My brain's going 10 to the dozen constantly. So Virgos, we need to listen to my advice. I'm going to listen to my advice. Get this stuff out of your head and just give your brain a little bit of a rest. And then maybe you'll be able to move forwards in this motivational kind of way, this carefree kind of fiery, passionate kind of way. Once all of this overanalyzing's done. Okay, so see, actually, we've got the Six of Swords. Things feeling better mentally. So I'm hoping that's what this means. This Eight of Swords, clarified by the Four of Swords. Rest, reboot, just mentally resting your brain, and things are going to start feeling a little bit easier moving onwards. The energy of that Eight of Swords is hopefully going to pass, and you're going to get back on your mission. Okay. So, future energy, Virgo, what's going on with us in the future? I'm interested to see as well. Waiting with bated breath. What's going on in our future energy if we choose to use this? Don't forget, it's if we choose. Tarot isn't law. It's if the energy, if we choose to embrace it. Don't forget, if you like the reading, please let me know with a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. It'd be lovely to have you on board, part of our little community here. And also let me know what's going on with you, even if it's just with an emoji. If you're not feeling brave or you don't want to share, an emoji would be amazing. Let me know what's going on. And if the reading resonates with you. So, future energy, Virgo. We've got the King of Cups. Oh, feeling grounded. I'm all for it. The Hierophant. The Seven of Swords. The Five of Cups. Knight of Swords. And the Magician. Okay, I'm going to have one more. Temperance. Okay, so moving on into the future, I think we're going to start feeling a little bit more grounded. Not getting dragged into the drama that's going on in the outside world, just really grounding ourselves, rooting ourselves, maybe doing things like getting on our yoga mat. It's a nod to myself. Getting out into nature, getting back into meditation, however you find your peace, your stability, your groundedness, your rootedness. Is that a word? It is now. So, we need to be rooted souls. We need to find our grounded place. And I think maybe this is coming about because maybe there's been, you've been maybe erring on the side of negative rather than positive, because the Five of Cups is about focusing in on what you've lost rather than what you've got. And so I think in this future energy, I think you're being called to find that connected energy, that grounded energy, because maybe you have been feeling a little bit more negative and you need to redress the balance, bring the balance back. To sort of find that place of stability, that place of peace, that place of serenity, because he looks very serene there, doesn't he? And after the energy of that eight of swords, I think this is going to be well needed. We've got the Hierophant as our next card. The Hierophant, he's got many meanings, but I think for you specifically, it's about finding your spiritual place, connecting with your spiritual self moving forwards. Maybe this is something that you've been a little bit disconnected with. Maybe it's not something that you have been finding the time for, but I think it's going to be really important for you moving forwards. We've got the Knight of Swords there clarifying it. I think the Knight of Swords is about really rushing forwards, rushing towards knowledge, trying to see things clearly, trying to find things out. And I think maybe, obviously we've got that Chariot energy, the Seven of Wands energy, about that's moving forward momentum, moving towards your destiny. I think you need to reconnect with yourself in order for you to find that connection with your divine self, to find your connection with your intuition, so that you can move in the right direction, so that you can be in search of the knowledge that you need, because you're following your intuition. Then we've got the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords, it's a sneaky little card. And I think for you, for us, I think it's about strategy. It's about strategy. It's about having a plan of action. Because we are moving towards our destiny. We are taking steps constantly towards our destiny, following our instincts, following our higher self. And I think there's going to need to be a bit of a plan of action moving forwards, because if you don't know where, if you don't know where you're going, if you've not got a goal, if you've not got a vision, then how does the universe know where to point you? How can you follow? Yes, it's okay to be following your your intuition on a day-to-day basis, but I think it's really important to have an end goal, an end vision, or at least a plan of action how to get there. And I think it's really going to be really important for you, Virgo, moving on into the future, for you to have that strategic plan. We've got the Magician there. Magician's all about manifesting, about having all the tools you need to do the job in hand, to manifest whatever it is that you want. It's about drawing things towards you. And so again, if you don't know what you want, how can the universe help you to manifest them, because you don't know what you want? So I think it's connecting to your spiritual self in this future energy in order for you to create a plan, a vision, a strategic vision, a plan for manifesting the things that you want towards you, for drawing the things that you want towards you, to help you on your way towards your destiny. We've got Temperance there. Temperance is about patience. I think, patience is going to be important in this future energy. I'm very impatient. This card should have been invented for me. I want everything yesterday. And I find it really difficult to be patient. So I think, that's a nice little heads up for us. We need to be patient. We need to just put our plan into action. We need to connect to our divine self moving forward, find that that connection with the earth to try and shift our thinking, our vision into a more positive, higher vibrational state, and to just keep going towards wherever it is that you want. But it's favourable. We've got this world and the sun card. You're in a brand new cycle. It's a good cycle. It's a positive cycle. Sometimes I think this card is about getting in your own way. And again, I can relate to that completely. And I think if you can get out of your own way, get yourself a little bit of rest, find yourself that connection with spirit, find yourself connection to the earth, ground yourself, find that serenity, that peace, shift your focus into a more positive, higher vibrational place. I think, you'll get that motivation. You'll connect with that Page of Wands and be able to move yourself forwards in a more productive way. There you go. Right, I think that's the message for you. Right, okay, I'm going to leave it at that. I won't go on anymore. I could waffle on forever, but I won't. In the meantime, look after yourself. Hopefully I'll see you again next week or sooner with one of my other readings. I have Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays. I have a variety of different readings. I'll put the links at the end. In the meantime, stay rooted, stay open, stay magical. You've got the Magician. You are magical, Virgo. And I'll catch up again with you very, very soon.